Hello again, this is Jana from Empower Yoga. In the last video I was just talking about how a power yoga session can help you through a trigger and why. And that was cool. And in this video I want to show you a quick example of a session that I would use when I would find myself in a triggered state. Important, like I said in the other video, is that you don't just copy the moves at home and just go for it, as if you don't align correctly you can really injure yourself. So if you don't place your hands in the correct way on the mat, or you don't engage the correct muscles, what will happen over time, you might injure your wrists, elbows, shoulders, knees, ankles, back. So we really want to not just go for it. An option here, because I thought, hello, do you want to cuddle? An option here is either comment down below if you're interested in a private session with me, if you're nearby, or we could try a online session. So maybe comment, maybe we can do a free trial session and see how that goes. I'm not sure, I haven't done it yet, but we could give that one a go. So the other option is send this and a previous video to a yoga teacher near you. Ask them if they do this kind of style of yoga and if they can help you with it. If they can, book a private session with them, get them to teach you a simple practice that you can easily do at home, and maybe make them send you a video as well of the practice that is guided. That's what I do with my clients. I make sure when I see them that I instruct them correctly on alignment and everything, so they've got that one, and then I send them a guided video. So the other thing that I almost forgot is what I used to use is power music. I'd have certain songs that I would play. I would have them earphones in on really loud, and I think a lot of yogis won't agree with this, but this was really helpful for me to find my rhythm. And I will also put on some power music here, but I'll cut it out later, as I'm probably not gonna be allowed to use it on YouTube due to copyright. And you might well see a slight shift when the music changes in a little bit in the rhythm that I have in the practice. So to the practice itself, we work with the breath. Every time we lift up or open up, we inhale, we sort of count in our head to 4. Every time we close or fall down or move downwards, we exhale, we count to 4. This is why this is so great to get you out of a trigger, because you give your mind a job and you're so engaged in this that you really have a tail wagging and can't engage any longer in a panic. And when this comes up again, bring your focus back onto the practice and push through. If you feel like you can't do it anymore, come back up, get going. Do this for an hour and you will find yourself in a completely different state. This has been the most impactful practice when it comes to my trauma, and has brought the biggest shift for me, because after I will not feel like I would do before after a trigger and going down this emotional roller coaster. I will no longer feel like I did when I just roll with it, which made me feel even less in control, even more isolated. And now I had a tool that I could use instead of just being sort of helpless. So, enough talking, and I get started. I'm going to put on my music, then I will be put on silent, and we go from there. never becomes not tiring. This is just an example. For the beginning, a session can look more simple. You could just repeat a sun salute and going, flowing through that one, through the forward bends, through stepping back, and then to, what is it, plank, going down and up dog, down dog, and just that. It can be very, very simple. The key is to really move with your breath at all times and making it exhausting and not speeding through. So this is it. It's kids. We've got 32 degrees and I'm sweating up a storm after like a 10-minute session. So what if you do this in times of really big distress, hey, attention-seeking dog, it really brings you out of your head. It brings you off your adrenaline, and it creates such a huge change and shift, which is amazing. And suddenly, you know, you go through a practice like this, and what I found myself in is I was just doing it as I was triggered a lot during a certain time, and then I was in this balancing pose on my hands, and we've got my knees up and my upper arms, and then suddenly I thought, I wonder if I can get into a headstand. And it just worked. And that's the amazing thing, is you end up progressing. It's not really a goal, you're not really trying for a headstand or anything, but things will start coming naturally. But it takes training. It's not something you do once and it will solve the problem. I do believe we have to go through certain amounts of triggers in a way, but with a positive outcome, to be able to heal and reprogram the brain that, okay, even though it looked like this and this is going to happen, it wasn't, and everything was okay. And I think that's so important, and that's where this really helps. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please feel free to like, share, subscribe. Let me know, comment below for a free session and we give it a go online. And yes, thank you so much for watching. You're gonna say something to Coco? He says, pet me. Nobody ever pets me. Thank you so much. Have a lovely day.